Woo! What's going on, guys? Holmes Forum coming at you guys today again with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about this Lions build. How long is this Lions build going to take? Okay? Now, been sitting back and been trying to figure it out a little bit, writing some stuff down. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes coming into the situation. Dan Campbell given a 6-year deal, Brad Holmes a 5-year deal. Kind of unheard of in today's NFL. You don't really see those that long of a contract. Being because I think this organization, Sheila Ford, whatever, drew up this contract thinking, okay, we know this is going to take a long time. This is going to take a long time. You'll have your Lions fans out there, certain Lions fans, that think everything's going to be fixed year one, even possibly year two. Those guys, God bless you. You live in another world. You're the Kool-Aid drinking. You're a little delusional. You love your team, and I love the passion that you bring forth. But when you come out and say stuff like that, it's just not reality. It's just not reality. And I used to be that guy. I've said it before in many, many videos, many podcasts. I was that guy. And it was only like 2 years ago I was that guy. 3 years ago. I was the guy that would tell you we're winning 10 plus games a year. I would tell you that this wide receiver core 3 years ago, if we had this same wide receiver core, was good, was really good, was borderline great. I would say that. I was that guy. I'm not saying that I'm a woke Lions fan, that I don't love this team. I love this team. I got paraphernalia, memorabilia, I got everything across the board. I've had season tickets. Everything. I own tons of Lion gear, tons of Lion stuff across the board. I have it all. I'm not here to tell you how woke of a Lions fan I am, but this Lions build to me has taken a turn for the worse. Now we can sit here, we can say, yeah, man, look how tough they play for their head coach. Look how tough they play for each other. They really seem to care for each other. There's no slander going on via social media because that's what players do nowadays. We've seen it in the past with guys like Darius Slay, Glover Quinn, anybody else. There's been multiple former Detroit Lions players that have thrown slander on this team. Patricia, they've said it all. Quinn, they've talked all kinds of smack. We don't see that now, okay? Which is a good sign. I don't see it. If there's something out there, I kind of missed it. I remember Mike Ford said a few weeks ago, he used to be a cornerback for here. We released him. Now he's a Denver Bronco. He kind of threw some shade at Dan Campbell. After he got emotional at the podium and started crying. It was supposedly a Nipsey Hussle tune or whatever. I know nothing about Nipsey Hussle. I know that he's a rapper. Basically, that's pretty much it. But it was shade at Dan Campbell. It was something along the lines of we don't cry during or after a game. We just move on. We move forward or whatever it was. It was shade at Dan Campbell because it happened immediately after that game. And that's what Mike Ford did. Whatever. It is what it is. That's the only thing we've really seen. We haven't seen anything via Twitter, via Facebook, any type of social media about anybody throwing anybody under the bus on this team currently, that are on this team currently. So that's a good sign. You want to say that as a positive, that's fine. But we have to look at this build, okay? We have to look at this build. Someone's calling. I'm declining it. Sorry. We have to look at this build, and I'll get back to that person. This build has taken a turn for the worse. It has taken an absolute turn for the worse. Now, we look at 2021, when these guys first came in, first-year guys. Dan Campbell, first time as a head coach. He wasn't interim before, but now he's a first year. Brad Holmes, a first year GM. That's what happens in Detroit, by the way. People ask, why those guys? Why not this guy, why not this guy? Why not? We don't get established coaches here. We don't get established GMs here. It just doesn't really happen. Now, it's always a first-time guy. Now, 2021 comes around. It's this year. Now, before the start of this year, I thought 4 to 5 wins. I was really cemented on 5 wins, okay? I was cemented on 5 wins. Now, what we're looking at is a possibility of probably, maybe 0-17. It's a high probability. It's very, very high. Got the Eagles coming to town. It's a game that we could win, but are we going to? I don't know. I'm not going to pick them to win. The Lions just seem to always find a way to lose. And you got the Bears coming on Thanksgiving. That could be a possible win, but I'm just not. I'm not there. I can't pick them now. So 2021 rolls around. It's this year, and we're not looking good. Injuries have piled on us. We're losing games, record-setting field goals, 66 yards. You got the kid out of Minnesota, Joseph, that kicker, kicking 54, 55-yard field goals, something he's never done. Losing close games. We probably should have two wins under our belt, but the reality of it is we don't. We're 0-7. That's the reality. Don't want to hear, we shoulda, we coulda. Woulda, shoulda, couldas. Don't. Close. That only happens in horseshoes and hand grenades. Okay? That's the only thing. Close. I don't want to hear close. We're not. That's the reality of it. So 2021 has taken a turn for the worse. And this is not a video bashing Dan Campbell or Brad Holmes, by the way. So get that out of your heads. I'm not doing that. I'm not even bashing any of the players either. Some players deserve to be bashed, but this is not really that type of video. If that happens during the video, well, but it's not really meant for that. This is just, I want to know how long this bill is going to take, and I'm just giving my opinion. So 2021 is a complete wash. It's done. We're already 0-7. Might win 1 or 2 games, possibly go 0-17. So now you've taken 2 steps back, 1 step forward. So we're behind again. Now 2022 comes around. Well, 2021, we saw what Brad Holmes did. Gutted the organization or the team, coaches, front office people, everybody from top to bottom, brand new people, small contracts, didn't pay anybody really big except Jared Goff. Re-signed Ragnow, which probably pretty much had to be done. And now we're going into this 2021 season, and this all happened with the injuries and that, and then the losing, the way we're losing. Playing tough, but losing games, okay? Now 2022 comes around. Now Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell's job just got 20 times harder. Now we're going into speculation. Now we're going into what ifs, and I understand that. But this is what it's all about. This is why I make these videos. This is going to be, 2022 is going to be rough. It's going to be extremely, extremely rough now. Especially if what happens. If they only win 0 to 2-3 games. It just, now Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have to literally somehow convince their product, what they're selling to free agents. Draft picks, I really have no choice. Draft picks just got to come here. Now it's free agents. What free agent are you going to get here? What young superstar or what potential young superstar are you going to get to come here? It's bad enough that players don't want to come here. Okay? Nobody wants to play in Detroit. Especially a young guy looking to go to a better place maybe. He plays on a bad team. Some guys might get re-signed by their team, by their good teams or bad teams. But what guy is going to want to come to a build? And now you're coming to a build that just taken a step or two backwards. And there's guys out there. Like, the 2022 free agents are insane. If you go look at that, there's guys like wide receiver Devontae Adams. You're not convincing him. He's going where Rodgers is anyways. Wide receiver Chris Godwin from Tampa Bay. Safety Jesse Bates from Cincinnati Bengals. Allen Robinson, another wide receiver from the Bears. Another good young safety, Marcus Williams from the Saints. Some familiarity there, though, with Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell. Could be a possibility. Wide receiver Mike Williams from the Chargers, who's having a great year. Wide receiver Courtland Sutton, another guy from the Denver Broncos. Carlton Davis, Fresh Prince right there. Carlton Davis, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Edge Hassan Reddick from the Panthers. And then wide receiver Christian Kirk. I'm not saying those 10 are the top guys, but those are the guys that are going to be free agents next year. And how are you convincing those guys to come here? How? You're not. You're really not. It's just going to be really, really hard to do that. I got to cut this off. That's my bad. So 2022 rolls around. Now you're going to have to, now we're right back to 2021. We're right back to 2021. And I think they have to win at least 4 to 5 plus games. So we're right back to 2021. It's like we haven't moved. We've taken this. And when you haven't moved, then you're just stagnant. You're stale. You're sitting right there. You're pretty much taking a step or two back. You haven't progressed. You know, we can blame injuries. We can blame it all. We can blame field goals. We can blame coaching, play calling, everything. This is what it is. This team has not progressed. Playing tough for their coaching doesn't mean that they've progressed as a team. It just means that they care. And that's a good sign, but it doesn't mean they're progressing in any sort of way. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. Like, I'm glad they're playing for their coach, and they're playing tough, and they're in games that they shouldn't really be in games, but they're not winning football games. They're still losing games. Now, people look at it as a silver lining. I really don't. I honestly don't. It's just my opinion. That I could be wrong. Been wrong many times in the past. I just don't think it's a sign of progression. I don't think it's a sign of regression, though, playing tough. But I just think what's going on is a sign of regression. So now you're back 2022, and you have to win games now. Now you're back, and now you're probably going to only win a couple 2021. Now you got to win probably 5 plus to progress. You know, we have multiple draft picks. We got like 9 to 10 to 11 picks, whatever we have. I'm not sure of the 100% of the order. I know we gave a couple up for Trinity Benson. Oops. So we gave a couple of those, got one back for 2023. So we'll have an extra draft pick back, and we'll have 2 extra draft picks in 2023 that I know of right now, with that first round pick from LA. And then that Benson pick back, I think it's a 6th, coming back to us from the Broncos in 2023. So now you got to win a bunch of games in 2022, I think. You got to win over 5 games. Not a bunch of games, but you have to, in order to see progression from the year before, you have to win 5 and over. You have to. They just have to, for in order this regime to start taking steps forward. So you do that. 2023 rolls around. You get some free agents again. You got some money. You got a bunch of draft picks again. You're going to have multiple draft picks. You got to think about re-signing some guys and possibly trading guys to acquire more draft picks. It's going to happen within the next couple of years. Might happen within the next couple of weeks with the trade deadline looming. So now 2023 rolls around. We're way behind the 8 ball. Now this is where I thought we were going to start contending for the North, believe it or not. I thought we were going to start playing good football by this time, and at least trying to get like 9, 10 wins. This is where I thought we'd be at. Lo and behold, we're not even close at this point. We're behind again. We're not behind years, but we're behind at least a year. So we're looking at 2023. I thought we were going to be contended by this year. Doesn't look like it. I would love for this to happen, but I just don't see it. All depends on what happens in 2022. That's where speculation comes in, what ifs. We don't really know, but this is why I make the videos, because this is something to talk about, something to be concerned about a little bit. So now 2023, I want 8+ wins. This is what it has to take for this build to start getting better. Steps, baby steps. Now you have your 2022 guys, they're not rookies no more. Your 2021 guys are 2 years in by this time and going into their third season. So you got guys that are getting older, getting better. 2023, we have to win 8+ games. Have to. Make a run for the wild card. Try to make a run for the division, possibly. I don't think they're going to be ready just yet, because who knows when they're going to draft a quarterback, because Jared Goff ain't it. He's not the guy to lead this team to a wild card, to the playoffs, to a Super Bowl. He's not that guy anymore. And I'm not bashing him, but he's just not it. He's not the answer. And let's hope that Brad Holmes does not have some type of weird man crush on him, where he thinks he is. I don't think that's the case. We are witnessing what he is. Yes, we are limited at weapons, but we see what he is. He's a turnover machine. He's not the answer. Back to the video. So 2023, you better win 8+ games. Okay, you have to win 8+ games. You have to get guys coming here via free agency. And I'm not saying spend a bunch of money in 2022 or 2023. 2022 is going to be next to impossible to get guys here, because we're looking at such a bad record that players don't want to come here. They don't want to come here anyways. They're not going to want to come here after you win 0-2 games. And it's looking like a high probability that we're going to win 0 games. That's how bad it is right now here. So 2023 rolls around, you better win 8+. 2024. Now this is where it has to be it. They have to be contending by this time. They have to be, I'm not saying be the front runner for the NFC North, but you have to be in contention for the North. You have to make the playoffs. Draft picks are all, 2021 draft picks, 2022 draft picks, 2023 draft picks. They all had their big moments during those time. They're the guys. 2021, you had some moments. 2022, you got the moments. You got players making plays. Now there's some veterans here. 2024 has to be the time where you make a run, or you have to be in contention. There's no hopes. There's no, let's hope they do this. I hate the word hope, by the way, as a Lions fan. I've made that pretty much known through my time as a Lions fan. I hate the word hope. But that's what they have to be contending by 2024. They have to at least make a wild card. They have to. If they don't make the playoffs by 2024, this build has failed. And I'm not coming here saying that it's already failed, because I don't think it has. It's too early. It's too early. But to me, I am a bit concerned. I am concerned about it. 2024, that's 4 years. 4 years. Dan Campbell will be on his 4th year out of 6. Brad Holmes will be on his 4th out of 5. And I guarantee you those two guys are not sitting there thinking it would have been a 3 to 4 year deal. They knew it was going to be long, probably 3 years. They were thinking. At least they were thinking 3 years. They thought they were going to be better than 2021, which they're not. Injuries have taken place. I get it too, but they are so devoid of talent. It's frightening. 2022, I bet you they thought they were going to probably win eight games, maybe more. Then 2023, I bet you they thought that they were going to be in contention, which that's what I was thinking too. This is taking a step backwards. They are behind big time in what's really going on with this organization. They are behind. Now, you can blame everything, like I said, on everybody. Coaching, injuries, talent, this, that, Sheila Ford, hot dog prices at the Ford Field. It doesn't matter. This is what this team is. They are a bad football team, riddled with injuries. But they need to suck that up. They just are what they are. They're just not a good football team. But if you're not contending by 2024, it's going to be disastrous. You're going to see guys getting fired. You're going to see guys getting fired. And I don't want that. I don't want to see anybody getting fired. I want to see guys succeed here. I want to see coaches succeed. I'm sick of the turnstile. I'm sick of the 2, 3, 4 year turnstile. Every time here. I'm so sick of it. I'm done with it. I want to see GM Brad Holmes and DC and MCDC succeed here. I do. But it has to be done in 2024. That's giving you 4 years, man. That's 4 years. If something has not been done within 4 years, that's just over with, man. It's over with. But we're talking way down the road, but I just wanted to make this video because I just thought, because 2021 was just such a bad year, I was thinking, man, we're behind huge in this build. Gigantic. We're behind. We're behind so bad, it's not even funny how much we're behind. It's not even funny. It's not. I sit there and laugh, but it's one of those nervous, maniacal, weird laughs. Like we are so behind. It's a nervous laugh. They got to pull up their socks. But that's the video, guys. 2024. I thought it was going to be 2023, but it looks like 2024. That's my video. Thanks for paying attention, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and get all my videos. And don't forget to like and comment. Let's have a bunch of comments and likes on here, guys. Come on, go Lions. Let's go, man. 2024.